Boom. People in the world, let me just come here and talk to you about the master of Star Wars right now. And his name is Dave Filoni, the man who was studying under the teacher of George Lucas himself, handpicked to be the successor of Star Wars. This man brought you the goddess series of the Clone Wars. He brought you Star Wars Rebels. He even brought you Resistance, but we don't talk about that show because it's okay. It's a 5 at best. It's mostly for children. You don't really need to watch that one. But he finally tied it all together and brought a character to live action, which I would never thought would be brought to live action. Period. Ahsoka Tano, played by the Queen, the Goddess herself, Rosario Dawson, killing the role. When I was going into this episode, I thought they were going to tease me throughout the whole episode of Ahsoka teases, but they gave us Ahsoka Tano right off the bat. Within the first 2 minutes of the show, we saw those. Sorry, Lord Balvin's here. Lord Balvin's here. They gave us, they gave us the crispy white lightsabers right off the beginning.
I have not talked to anybody about this actually since I watched the episode. Nigga, bruh. We knew she was coming, right?
Oh,
they name dropped her. We kind of expected it to be this episode as well, right?
Yeah.
But to open up the show with, and it wasn't like just a quick like flash of like how she looks or like a lightsaber scene. Like, no, she got her own like. That scene was personally on par with like all the other major lightsaber scenes for me, like the Darth Vader scene and the Rogue One and like all that. Like that was it for me.
You know what it is? You know what it is about like this fight though is like that first opening 3-minute scene of Ahsoka doing work is everything I wanted to see Rey do in the whole 3-movie series of episode 7, 8, and 9. I was like, this is what we could have had with Rey doing all this, but they never gave it to us. Rey never deflected a single lightsaber bolt, blaster bolt at all in these last movies. I was like, oh my gosh, she's just going ham, doing all the work, and it was so damn cool,
bruh. Like, dog, I think what really like blew me away with it is like I said, that they could have went with the simple route, right? It's like she goes and just mobs on people and shit like that, and just goes like a bunch of like weak, just like the easy route, right? But they like really, it reminded me of a samurai movie the way they did it. Like the whole episode reminded me of like an old Kurosawa film.
Facts.
Like the way how she was like disappearing into like the smoke and shit.
Yeah.
That shit was so raw.
Yeah.
Also, the lightsabers, her lightsabers looks fucking fire. Like
in live action.
I low key. Yeah. Every time I watch Mandalorian, because I recently caught up. I binged season 1 to episode 4 in the past like week. So I wanted to catch up for this, right?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So I feel like every time I watch it, I'm like almost robbed of a theater experience this show deserves. Because like every shot,
especially this episode, I would have paid money. I would have paid money to see this on an IMAX screen if Rona didn't exist.
Absolutely. Like every shot is film worthy. It looks better than a majority of the new trilogy, to be honest.
It looks like this. They are spending all of the money on this episode, all of it. Like this is the series in general, the technology. That's like the one thing about Star Wars is like what they were known for is they would always revolutionize some form of art. Whether it be ILM stuff, whether it be like animatronics and all that fun stuff. But like just the fact that all of this was done like on a like not even a green screen. It was just like they call it the void. It's this screen. It's just a screen room. And it looks better than actually building sets, which is crazy.
bruh.
If you guys haven't watched, there's a series on Disney Plus called The Gallery, and they explain how they filmed the show, and it's so cool. It is so cool, and it's one of the best looking TV shows on TV.
Like every episode, it gets better, right? Like I've been thinking this is just the first season, but then like this, it gets better. But this episode in particular, just the way I love the shots that they went with like the real, like there were several times there were like those real wide angle shots where it would have like Mando or like Ahsoka like in the center, and then it would just show like I don't know how to explain. You have to watch it to see what I'm talking about. But there are so many shots that would show like the entire background.
Yeah.
Or it would show like spoilers. If you are,
we're talking spoilers. We're this spoilers.
Whenever she when she walks into the village after her and Mando like come together on the idea to go like to storm the place. When they show like the angle of her by herself, then they show like all the people she's about to go against.
Yeah, that's
like,
straight up samurai movie.
Bro, it's it literally is the samurai movie shit. Now, okay, real fast. I don't know about you, but I low key thought the dude that they like donned like the mayor of the town or whatever, the Asian dude.
Mm-hmm.
I was low key getting worried.
Oh, I thought he was about to die every time he came out.
Yeah,
I thought he was about to get popped.
Bro, I was so scared. I kept thinking, like, yo, he's gonna die or he's gonna like
sacrifice himself.
Flip. Yeah, it's like something was gonna happen, but no, he got the. I was low key expecting him after he got like the champion, like the mayor or whatever. I thought that he was gonna be like revealed as some other character.
No, what I thought was gonna happen was like as soon as like he told Mando to turn around because we finally got assassin droids finally in the show. We finally got those HK units, the current one, and not HK-47 from KOTOR. That's also a reference for those who don't pay attention. But like as soon as he's like behind you, I thought he was gonna push the Mandalorian out of the way and just take the shot. I was like, oh no, old man, don't do it. But he survived. Right. He survived. But there's so much things in this which are there, but if you don't know what to look for, you're not going to notice it.
Exactly.
Like, if you haven't been watching, like, Clone Wars or Rebels, whenever Ahsoka's around, she has, like, a spirit animal, which is, like, an owl. And I was like, where the hell is this owl? And then I had to rewatch the episode, and then, like, it's the scene where Mando is walking into, like, where the coordinates are. If you look on a branch, on one of the branches, you see that owl just chilling. I was like, oh, shit, it's there. There it is. Oh, my God. It's there. Because, like, even because in the cartoons, like, in Rebels, when it looks, like, really animated, but I was like, oh, it's like a real-ass owl. I was like, okay, that's a nice right. Nod to continuity and stuff in there. I was looking for it. But then to get the name drop that we did at the end.
I did not expect that.
Because, like, I was watching this, like, our master. I was like, because I was thinking about the timeline. I was just like, who's still alive that Ahsoka would have beef with in this time period? Because Vader's gone. This is before Kylo. So it's like, yo, who does he have beef with? It's like, who? Master? And I'm thinking Jedi. Because when I hear Master, I think Jedi. So he's like, Grand Admiral Thrawn, where is he? I was like, oh, he's still alive. Oh, he's still alive. For those who don't know, Grand Admiral Thrawn went out. He was fighting this young Jedi named Ezra Bridger. And then in order to kind of like get Thrawn out the paint, Ezra had space whales. It's weird. Let's get this out of the way. It's kind of weird. He had space whales take the ship that they were in and jump into hyperspace. And we don't know whatever happened to Thrawn or Ezra. So we're like, to hit this drop saying Thrawn is alive, I'm like, oh shit, that means Ezra's probably either dead or he's alive. And that's who I think is going to be Grogu's teacher. Baby Yoda has a name, y'all.
I was every time he'd say Grogu or she'd say maybe when Mando said it, he like turned his head and like look and listen. I'm like, what? It's so weird. It's like we were so used to like but bro, not only does he have a name, he has a backstory.
Yeah,
of being he was a youngling.
He was
foundling. What is it? Youngling or foundling?
He was still. Well, he's 50, So he would have been like
Yes.
really, really, really young in Yoda age.
Right. No, yeah, way people think he's a baby now.
Yeah,
Like
but he's like
he's like
he's damn near the same age as Ahsoka.
right. He's not I Loki, I don't know about you, I kind of expected that. I never thought he was a baby. I think they were just trying to like I think
No, but
he is in Yoda years.
they said in the first episode he's 50 years old.
Yeah.
They said that. It was like, but like he's like he doesn't look 50 to me. He's like creatures age differently. So they set that up in like the very first episode. So to hear him like, oh yeah, he would have been around for the Clone Wars.
Right.
I was like, okay, that's crazy. So he had to hide his force powers. He doesn't really know how to do like his force stuff. He does know how to do it, but like he's been hiding it because he doesn't want to get in trouble or found out. So yeah, and then the callbacks, he's like, I can't train him because he formed an attachment, and then that's dangerous because I've seen what happens to people who form attachments. Vader.
Bro. With
Her teacher.
The Anakin. My heart stopped a little bit. I was like, bro, it's just I think Mandalorian is like as inside the world and like, as Star Wars. Mandalorian feels more Star Wars than I think any of the live action Star Wars gotten before, right? Mm-hmm. It feels more Star Wars than like the extended universe shit, live action wise.
Well, like they're bringing a lot of the the old EU stuff into
this. I was gonna say like just off of the feeling, it just feels more Star Wars than anything else, but we still haven't seen like a Jedi in the show yet, right? And got that like real connection. So it's still kind of jarring. I gotta watch the episode again. It's still jarring to like because seeing the Darksaber was one thing.
Yeah, I was hyped as hell when I said, "Oh shit!"
I'm speaking of that. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Yeah, I just think seeing Ahsoka, such like a legendary famed character that's never been in like she like her voice was in the ending of Star Wars 9, but
it wasn't Rosario's voice. It was Ashley.
It wasn't Rosario. It was the actual voice actor.
That's the one thing that I was trying to like. I was like, when they announced her, I was like, I can see Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. Like I can see it physically, but I'm like, I'm just so used to hearing Ashley Eckstein's voice coming out of this face. So when she spoke, I was just like, that's not her voice, but it works. Okay. And then the more it kept going, I kept forgetting it was Rosario Dawson the whole time. She like really, she did that.
Right.
She did that. Like every time she was on screen, I was just like, yo, I could care less about what Mandalorian is doing. Give me an Ahsoka show right now. That's all I want. I want an Ahsoka show. Seeing what the hell she's been up to since the end of Rebels, because like at the end of Rebels, she went off with Sabine to go find Ezra. Sabine is also another Mandalorian, for those who don't know. So I'm just like, what? What is about to happen? The one thing we do know now is who's going to be the villain for season 3. With Thrawn being introduced as the MacGuffin, he's obviously the season 3 villain, and now Mandalorian has something to fight freaking Moff Gideon with the Beskar stuff.
I was gonna say the Beskar spear against the Darksaber is gonna go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That shit is gonna be. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, Gus Fring's about to die. With the help of Grogu. I gotta get used to his name instead of Wee Baby Yoda. Wee Baby Yoda. God. Yesterday's episode was so good. I
gotta watch it again.
I had to text JD specifically. I was like, yo, because even like people I know have been like on and off of the Mandalorian. Because like for me too, it was I feel like the show is like a thing of the week type of show. So like a new small problem that he has to go fix. It's like side quest the show, and I'm like, I need main quest stuff now. So like this is like the episode. I was like, okay, it's filling in stuff that I wanted to know. It's giving me new questions and everything. So it's not as predictable. But like to know Thrawn's still out there, and he's going to Tython to go find. Oh shit! I just thought about who it could be.
Think it's Ezra?
No.
Who do you think it's gonna be?
Luke.
No,
Yeah, this is around the time he
no,
starts the Jedi Temple, the new Jedi Order.
no. They
Yeah,
wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do
I
that.
I think they could. They
They would. They
could.
wouldn't. They can't. They wouldn't do that.
They would do it.
I think Ezra makes more sense.
If it's a
I th-
Filoni versus Ezra, but I'm there's a chance because Luke is
it's a chance. No,
Luke. This because
in the.
this is right around the time where he would have been finding
But do
the
you
new
think?
Jedi Temple.
But how do you think they would do that? You know, do you think they would put Mark Hamill and like de-age him, or like would they just mention?
They did that already in Episode 9.
I know, but like either they do that again.
Yep. Or they could have cast what's his face, the Winter Soldier, because he looks exactly like a young Mark Hamill.
Okay.
I'm
I mean,
just,
look, I think the easy answer is Ezra. I'll say that the easy obvious answer
is Ezra.
Easy obvious answer is Ezra.
But in my heart, it's Luke Skywalker.
If they do Luke, this is like the greatest show to ever exist. Like, I don't. Yeah,
They have Luke teach the baby version of the man who taught him how to use the Force.
So okay. So now, do you think that would create a hole though?
No.
You don't think it would create a hole? Like why would Luke never mention Grogu, or what happens to Grogu from like now to like the movies?
Because
you know what I mean?
because between Grogu and the movies is him trying to raise freaking Ben Solo, his nephew. That's why. Like,
But like Yoda is like Yoda was like the guide of Luke's whole life, and to never mention like another version or another person from his species that he trained. I don't know. I feel like that leave a hole there.
well,
I think
let's be real. Luke Skywalker only probably got about 5 minutes of screen time in between Episode 5 and 8 and 9. So I mean, it's in the books. Like I keep trying to tell people, the best things you really want to know about Star Wars is always going to be within the comic book series and the books, because like the whole turn from Ben Solo to Kylo Ren is a comic series, which should have been in a movie. And that is probably some of the dopest things I have read in Star Wars in the last few years. So
Yeah, I wouldn't like after you told me about like the summary, I wouldn't actually read myself what happened with him.
yeah, and I was like, yo,
shit was
this should have
crazy.
this should have been a movie. It shouldn't even be like,
Like, yeah, that could have been a whole movie.
it could have been a whole movie. Just Ben Solo's turn to the dark side.
It definitely could have been a whole movie because his story is crazy. He has one of the craziest backstories out of everybody we've seen on the big screen.
He's just a person who is a service of misinformation and toying with.
Well, the thing is,
he's
I
gaslighting
don't
in real
think-
life.
a lot of people's biggest issues with, and mine being as well. A lot of people's biggest issues with like Ben in the movies is him like flip flopping too much and being a bitch, right? Never like going full on like I'm a dark side guy. But I think if more people understood the mental trauma he's been through, 'cause,
Yeah.
like obviously him killing his pops and like living up to this like whatever Darth Vader ideology he has in the movies is like, okay, he's damaged. But if you see everything that happened prior to that, to then him killing his dad,
It
you
makes
will
sense.
understand like this guy is fucked up in the head. He does not want to do this.
Yeah, like he's a good guy, but every time he tries to be good, there is an outside force that makes him do some bad stuff. Palpatine. Every time. Like when the Jedi Temple went up, everybody blamed him for doing it, but he didn't do anything. He just thought his uncle was trying to kill him, and as soon as he did, Palpatine was like, "Oh, there it is. Now I can strike." And then he blew up the Jedi Temple, and then everybody blamed it on him. I mean, like he was just trying to be a good guy the whole time, but the world just wouldn't let that happen. So yes, y'all, if you haven't read, let me see, what is it called? It's a comic series by Marvel. It's called it was a Kylo Ren comic. What's it called? It's like a Kylo Ren. No, what's it called? I gotta find it. I gotta give it to you. Comic series.
Isn't it the Rise of Kylo Ren? Is that what it's called?
The Rise of Kylo Ren. Yes, it's a Comixology. You can buy it at Comixology. You can buy it at Target right now.
It's very much worth. It's very much worth
Yeah.
reading. It's incredible. It'll change your whole perspective.
Also, read the Vader comic. Read the Vader comic because that is real good too.
The Vader comic will help you understand why he was who he was.
Now, have you been reading the this is turning from Mandalorian to just Star Wars talk. Have you been reading the new series that's been happening?
No.
Okay, so this new version of the new series of Vader comics is him trying to figure out what really happened to Padme.
Really?
Yeah.
This is an ongoing series?
It's an ongoing series. It's a monthly series. So it's about right now. He figured out what happened. So like, because the comic series has been establishing that Vader knows that Palpatine has been lying to him about stuff.
Right.
And then it's him trying to figure out what has really happened. So in the first Star Wars comics, he finds out that Luke's his son because he hires Boba Fett to go find him and confirm it. So he has Boba Fett go find him. He's like, okay, so I did have a son. And then he goes on a series of quests to figure it out. He gets more and more information, which brings him back to Naboo. So he goes to Naboo, and he finds one of Padme's old handmaidens. Mm-hmm. And so she's showing Vader around because he's like, we can't really do anything to fight you. But it turns out that he's like falling in love with the handmaiden because he thinks it's Padme. But he doesn't know that's not her because he's still messed up in the head. Till he does find out that old girl's been leading him to the tomb just to try to kill him. Because her and all the other handmaidens have made like a secret group of people called the Amidalians to kill Vader. So they bring him to they bring him to Padme's tomb where there's a droid there, and then he finds out that he had two kids instead of just Luke, and that's how he figures out that Leia's his daughter, because he sees the kids being born, and he sees that Obi-Wan took Luke, and that she gave Leia to Bail Organa. Read the comics. Comics are so goddamn good.
This sounds really nuts.
It's so good. It's so good.
Question.
Yes.
Do you think Thrawn's gonna appear on the big screen? Silver screen?
Yes. Last episode of the season, I'm calling it.
So like a shot at the end. Do you think it's gonna be like a shot at the end of him, like the camera panning to him, or is he gonna like play a role he's like the final boss?
I think he's the big boss. I think he's above like Gideon in rank. Yeah. So Gideon's his underling, because the thing about
he's gonna get pissed. What if he gets pissed when he hears the news that what's his name's dead?
Gideon's like, okay, now I got to go do this myself.
Yeah.
Because Gideon's not Gideon. What's it called? Thrawn's thing is he likes to collect trinkets from other civilizations to kind of pinpoint what they're gonna do in retaliation. He's like a really dope tactician, so he likes to collect artifacts. Hence, why old girl had a Beskar spear, or why Gideon probably has the Darksaber, is because he's like, oh, these are just trinkets. I don't really need them. I just need to use this to understand or how to crush an enemy. So
that makes sense. If Thrawn gave him the Darksaber, or let him use the Darksaber to go
kill the Mandalorians, because
kill the Mandalorian, because that was already his initial job, right? Wasn't Moff Gideon at the Gideon was at the slaughter shit that happened on the Mandalorians, right?
Apparently, we still don't quite know what happened.
That's what his name said. That's what what's his actual name? The Mandalorian.
Din Djarin.
Din Djarin. Didn't he say that?
I don't think he wasn't there for that though.
Didn't he say? But I thought he said that though.
I'm pretty sure people know about what happened on the planet of Mandalore, but for the group.
Remember whenever the dude. Okay, I guess this isn't confirmed, but whenever Moff Gideon called out him by his name, his actual name, didn't he say didn't Mando say he knows my name, and this has to be so and so because he was at this thing. Didn't that happen?
I need to rewatch it. I only watched that episode once.
The episode whenever
I know it's him, the last episode of season 1.
Yeah, whenever my nigga IG.
Oh, R.I.P.
Yeah, before they leave and the nigga starts lighting up the room, I swear he said like, because there was no other way of him knowing, because he said he said his actual name, he said his actual name, and then he's like, that's Moff Gideon, because he was the last time I heard that name was at the what is it called, the 1,000 Tears or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
I really want to know what happened because they just alluded to it. Because before Moff Gideon had the Darksaber, the last time we saw it in canon was Sabine stole it from Darth Maul because he had it.
yeah,
And then she was trying to train with it to beat this dude named Gar Saxon who was in Clone Wars. She does, but she's like, I don't feel like I'm the real leader of the people. Like, they won't really look up to me like that. So she gives it to Bo-Katan. And last thing we knew is that Bo-Katan had the Darksaber. And
yeah,
then when he pops up with it, I was like, what? Is she dead? So,
right.
yeah, bruh, oh my God. We have like, what, 4 more episodes to go?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a hell of a ride, y'all. It's been a hell of a ride.
This show is
It's
this
good.
show is amazing. I need you to go make sure. I'm gonna go rewatch the episode 2 because I'm 100% sure that he said that the only way that Moff would know that guy's name or know the Mandalorian's actual name is because he was there during the purge of
I got to rewatch it, but like,
and that's also why his mission is like to, because I think part of his, well, I think now he just wanted the child at first, but I think also like his one of his own personal missions is to like finish what he started, I guess, because he couldn't get the job done the first time, and now he has to go finish off the rest of the Mandalorians because that's like his sworn enemy. He has the fucking Darksaber.
yeah, it's like, but yeah, like they're trying to use Grogu. God, I got to get used to saying the baby's name,
Just say Baby Yoda, bro.
Grogu. Then we gotta respect him. We gotta respect his name. We gotta call him by his name. They're trying to use Grogu to make Palpatine. So I'm like, does he not survive? Because we see Palpatine in Episode 9, but that Palpatine is also a clone. So spoilers.
Right.
So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I think, but I'm in the camp. I'm in the camp of, So either he got the Darksaber from taking it at the purge, and he took it from Mandalore itself, or Thrawn had it, or Thrawn was the one that was above that or whatever. He had the Darksaber and then let him use it for this. Just let him have it just because the fuck of it, right? Or he could have got it from the Mandalore thing still, but Thrawn could still be his boss. I just 100%. I'm already envisioning, like, I think again this is the easy route, but I'm already envisioning like Moff dies, right? And it's happy, everybody's happy, he gets the child's okay, everything's good. Someone might have died before that, whatever. And then the camera, like, it cuts black, and then it goes to you just see Thrawn's hand like on a chair, it's blue and shit, and then like the guy's like, sir, Moff Gideon is dead, and then it pans to his face. But do you think they could have cast him, and we would not have known?
Well, because the person who has been doing his voice for Clone Wars, I mean not Clone Wars, for Rebels, Loki could play him in real life. So like they could have just had him on payroll and that nobody would notice. Mads Mikkelsen is the dude who voices him.
Wait, Mads Mickelson?
Yes.
Are you sure
It's Mads Mikkelsen. Oh. He's the voice of Thrawn. And if you paint him blue with red eyes, he makes a good ass Thrawn.
No, Mads Mikkelsen's brother voices him.
No,
Lars Mickelson. I googled it. It just
what?
It says
Hold on.
Yeah, Lars Mickelson.
Lars Mickelson. Damn it! It's one of the Mickelson brothers. Never mind.
Who
wants Lars? Who wants Lars? We want Mads.
I was gonna say, I'm perfectly fine with that casting though. If they made Mads
Mikkelson,
if they made Mads Thrawn, that'd be fire.
I'm okay with it too. That's what I thought I was doing the voice. Lars Mickelson? Yuck. I'll play. No disrespect to Lars Mickelson. He did a good job, but we want
Lars Sullivan.
Lars. Oh my God. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about Sullivan.
I'm gonna watch that episode again and like get screenshots and shit.
Yeah,
But
y'all. I implore people, if you guys are watching this video or if you guys are a fan of Star Wars, watch Clone Wars, watch Rebels, please. Like, people are denying themselves probably one of the greatest animated fight scenes of all time of the last season of Clone Wars because they just
he's spitting.
refuse. They just refuse to watch it. I've been telling Gabe for years, Balvin. Gabe, you like Star Wars. Please watch Clone Wars. It's very good. Some of the best
He's
stuff
spitting.
in Star Wars is in the Clone Wars. Dude, I'll watch
He's
it.
spitting.
I'll watch it at some point. Never watched it. God damn it! Watch
spitting.
that the Ahsoka versus Maul duel. So good. Spoilers,
He's spitting.
because like
I
people.
didn't. No, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
because people have been hitting me up. It's just like, so who's Ahsoka Tano? And I was just like, bruh, Ahsoka Tano went up against two Sith Lords and won, and then she almost got clapped by the other, but time travel saved her ass, literally. But she went up against two Sith Lords and actually like held her own, Vader and Maul, and she beat Maul. That's the thing. So I was just like, she's like God tier. She's God tier Jedi. Well, even though like she's not really a Jedi, she's just it's her story is so good. Her story is so good. And I had to explain to like my friend, I was just like, watching Ahsoka Tano is like you're watching somebody grow up because you see them as a young kid and then you see where they end up as like a middle-aged adult and you saw the whole journey. Of like of her being a Jedi, wanting to be a Jedi, then her being disenfranchised by the Jedi and leaving. She's like what Anakin should have done, but didn't. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, this is yes. And now she's got white lightsabers because she's just so gangster. That's why. Watch Clone Wars. With that being said, we're going to end this video, y'all. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. If you want to see me talk about Star Wars some more, let me know down below. Go follow Balvin on Twitter and Twitch. He's the new face of the internet.
Oh God.
You know what it is.
Enough.
The face of the internet. We watched
Enough.
it.
Go watch the show, man.
He's like our Ahsoka Tano. We've seen him grow.
Oh my God. Enough. All right, and that's when I have to make my departure.
All right, everybody, take care. And we're going to play some Fuser on Twitch now. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
All right, bro. Enjoy.